Hey guys, how you doing today? I need to repot this plant. This is, I can't even get her all in frame. This is my beautiful fern leaf cactus, or sometimes it is called a shark tooth. See how big she is, and then she's got this big leaf over here, and then I've got some cuttings that I took and put down in here that are doing really good. They're rooted, they've got new growth coming out of them. Isn't this beautiful? I love it. She has been, I got this last year. It was a cutting, and oh wow, this seems my lighting isn't right here. Hold on. Okay, I think that is better. But anyways, this is a beautiful cactus. Now this is actually an epiphyte, or an orchid cactus. So they love the warm weather. They love, there we go, now you can see her better. They love the warm weather. They love humidity. Even though I don't really think, you know, it has to have like a whole lot of humidity. Probably just your typical house humidity will be fine for this plant from what I've read. And as far as the watering goes with her, I've been just like about halfway, once my pot gets about halfway dry, then I go ahead and water her. But I do have her in a really airy mixture. It's just soil and some perlite. I'm just going to throw that on the floor. I had her kind of tied up because I was scared she was going to break, but I might even propagate her one more time. I might cut this end piece off, but I would like it to be a little fuller. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull her. I'm going to try to lay her this way. Ugh, she already got stuck. Something. I'm going to try to just lay her this way so she don't snap. But if she snaps, I will just propagate her. So I don't know why I'm having such a hard time seeing in my viewfinder. So I'm just going to pop her out of here. But like I was saying, I got her last year. She was a cutting. Very, very easy to propagate. And oh boy, yeah, she definitely is going to appreciate being in a bigger pot. I'm going to be putting her the smallest size up pot that I could find is this one. So I am going, and as you can see, quite a bit bigger, but it's all I have, so I'm going to have to work with it. I forgot my paper towel over here. But I'm just going to, oh yeah, she's really, got a good root system on her. So I'm not even going to bother breaking all that up because I don't want to break all of her roots. You can see she's got a really fine root system. So I'm just going to try to hold her up with one hand. These are the times when you really super duper wish you had 3 hands. I can't figure out why I'm having such a hard time oh, there I can see. I had to tilt it up a little bit. I was trying to make sure you guys can still see. There's nothing more aggravating than not being able to see what somebody's doing. So I'm just going to put some soil in here. And I'm going to add a little more perlite, because this needs to be really, really well drained. And these plants are, let's see if I can let go of her for a minute. These plants are really cool because they seem to, I mean, like I said, mine was a cutting. It was just a one-leaf cutting. I don't really remember. I'm assuming this one was probably the one leaf, but I'm not like really remembering exactly how big it was. I know it wasn't. It was probably about that long when I bought the cutting. Got it rooted out right away. And okay, now I want to see where, because I'm going to lean her so she goes one way over the pot. I mean, she's still going to have this, but I want to make sure when I put my hangers on that she's in the middle of those hangers. That's one thing I never pay attention to, and it usually gets me in trouble. So I'm going to lay her down in here. And then I'm going to let her kind of fall over and be crooked. I'm going to add more perlite, because I want her to be super well draining. But these plants actually come from southern Mexico, and they went down into other parts of other countries and became a jungle cactus, and I think that's really cool. I was actually doing some reading on them, and I think it's really cool how plants evolve and just take care of themselves. But these are really cool. I mean, the leaf spans on these guys, the width-wise of them, can get a foot wide. I mean, can you imagine a foot wide? I mean, I'm sure, like, somebody that lives in a more tropical area like Florida or somewhere like that, where they can grow their plants outside all year round, but I don't know if they would get that big in the house. I mean, mine's, you know, pretty big for growing her in the house and then out on the front porch in the summer times, but I'm just going to push her down a little bit. I want to get all that new soil that I just packed in around her nice and firm. But they can be several feet long, you know, as I was looking at some beautiful pictures online, which I will throw up some pictures right now of this beautiful plant growing and how beautiful and massive that they get. Aren't those absolutely gorgeous? I mean, I just, wow, love this plant. But they like, in the house, I put mine in very bright light. Outside, she's got like a shady-ish location. She's still got bright light. She gets a little bit of sun in the morning, you know, but nothing strong, because these leaves will burn. They're very tender, and you can see like all the new growth is like a lighter green. See, like this, it's all like a lighter greenish color, which is really cool. It's kind of pretty. It's kind of like having a two-toned, plant. But, it just amazes me how wide the leaf span can actually get. But yeah, she likes bright light growing her in the house. Grow lights are perfect for her. I just wouldn't put her real close, or at least keep an eye on her to make sure she doesn't want to burn. And she loves humidity, but I also read that it can do fine with normal household humidity, which I know everybody's is kind of different. You have to play with it. Like, you know, maybe if you didn't have higher humidity in your house, maybe you could grow her in the bathroom, or maybe just give her a mist once a day or once every couple days. But usually I find if you have a lot of plants all together in one area, that usually provides enough humidity. Especially if you're not watering all those plants at the same time, so you kind of have a shuffle of watering and a shuffle of higher humidity. But I really want to propagate this plant, but I really, on the other hand, I don't. I just want to let her keep, you know, growing. I was thinking about cutting this newer leaf off that she just grew. But, I just don't want to. The only reason I propagated some of these was because she was in a windstorm and they broke off. And you could see where they broke off of, and then it started growing new, and these were all growing new, but I don't know. I suppose I could cut this one, because the propagations for these are really easy. You can cut them, let them sit for about a day or so and callus over a little bit, and then plop them. I plop mine right back in my soil, or, you know, in the original pot. And I've got plenty of room for more plant, but I didn't even let mine callus over. I picked them up off the porch after the windstorm that was broken, and I plopped them, I just bloop, put them right in the soil, and they took off. So, I'm thinking I don't want to cut nothing of her, I really don't. I might wait till these get a little bigger before I propagate her again, but I'm going to put my hanging hooks back on. But you can see, maybe she's so long and hard to get into the full picture, but I don't know. I probably should propagate her right now while it's still warm and summer, to get her a little fuller. I do not know what I want to do. I just hate to cut her because she's just so gorgeous. I absolutely love this plant. I'm going to go ahead and water her. Oops, I just made a mess. I'm going to go ahead and water her in here a little bit. I mixed up some of my fish and seaweed fertilizer for her, and I'm not going to give her a big huge drink because I just watered her a couple of days ago and you could see her soil was still really wet. I didn't know how her roots were going to be, so excuse me. I didn't know if I was going to be able to pull all that soil off or not, but you've seen her roots were very small and tiny and thread-like. I'm not going to mess around pulling soil off, even if it's wet, but Yeah, these are really pretty. They actually get a beautiful, try to hold it up for a little bit. I'm having a really hard time getting her in the full camera, and I can't back my camera up any farther than what it is. But, so bright light in the house, dappled light outside. They love humidity. Water when they get about, I water mine when it gets about halfway dry. I feed her with my fish fertilizer every time I water her. And these do flower. And they get a big, beautiful white flower on them. Mine's never flowered. I've never seen a flower yet. I've seen them online. I will show you the big, beautiful flowers too that they get. Aren't those gorgeous? Love those flowers. And I believe it said mid-spring, early summer is when they are usually flowering. So that's really all. Light, fast-draining soil. Propagation's easy. You can also, I read water and spag. I've never done that method. I just stick them right back in my pot. I personally don't like to have a whole lot of propagations going on. Yeah, so, you know, I usually try to do the easiest, you know, for me. I do a lot of propagating because I like to make my plants bushier. Just don't have the heart to do this to her today. Don't know if I will in the future either, because she's just gorgeous. The day I found her broken from the wind, I was like, oh, I almost cried. But she grew back nicely. She really did. But, so yeah, it's really a pretty simple plant to take care of. I've never had any bug issues with her. I keep her sprayed down with my neem oil. I'm sure they are susceptible. My guess would probably be scale for a bug issue, but I don't know. I've never had scale on this plant, but I keep her neemed too, so I think that kind of helps guard off, you know, any critters. But which I just neemed her. You can tell she's nice and shiny. But anyways, guys, that's it. A beautiful, beautiful plant. And I wish I could show you a little bit better of her, but she's just so big and wonky that it's hard to get her. It's hard to get her in. But I'm not going to tie her up again. I'm just going to let her kind of drape naturally. That's why I put her root ball and soil ball kind of crooked in the pot, so she would kind of lean and not snap with the weight, because they're actually really heavy. I mean, when you just, like this one leaf, it's pretty heavy. I mean, it's not like 1,000,000 pounds, but it's heavy. So that's it. That's all I have to say about this plant. And besides, it is absolutely gorgeous. If you find one, definitely get it. She is a beauty. She's easy to grow. She's not fussy, and no bug problems that I've ever had in the year that I've had her. So, look at her. Isn't she pretty? I wonder if I set her up here. Ooh, there we go. Isn't she pretty? I love this plant. Absolutely love it. Now she's all dusty. But alright guys, I am going to let you go, and I will talk to you later. I thought you guys would enjoy seeing this plant. And since I've had her for a year, I feel a little bit more comfortable about talking about her. So, alright guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye. Peace.